Hello and welcome to another Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen and this is a day. What more could you possibly want? What more do you, as me beep sound, want? We're up and running. Welcome to a Thursday one. The Thursday ones are in theory meant to be as well prepared as the Tuesday one. That's not going to happen today. Even though, so I did the late night TV review thing on GB News last night. Have a look on social media or whatever they put the clips to see me talking some stuff. Didn't stay on doing the American one. So I got 2 hours extra sleep, but I had to go to the dentist this morning. I fell foul of a crunchy biscuit yesterday, and everything's fine. It's just that in the next few weeks I will have to go and get something put on a thing, which is £800. So expect that to get mentioned a bit, just because I don't know if it's coming across in the tone of my voice that I find that quite a shocking amount of money, because the little bit of my tooth that just fell off and stuff, I need to get it replaced, and they said that will cost £800. So I don't know if that's... Am I showing that I'm shocked by that? Anyway, that's gonna get mentioned a bit more when we do the Ko-fi stuff. If you'd like to donate £800. I think you can hear it a bit, can't you? You know what I mean? Let's have a look. Proper Meme says, put that... Hang on, we got... What's happening here? Some comments already coming through. Joodles has managed to bag 60k. Not 6 mil though. She's not renting out her shed to migrants. I do have a very good shed, actually. I do need the money. Anyone want an ice pole? Says Charlotte. She's here. Proper Meme says that was my nickname at uni. What kind of ice? Are we talking like the ice in America? Is that what it is? So many jokes coming to my mind when people over here say they're afraid of ice. Cuffy's here as well, saying hello. Jules is here saying hello to Cuffy. Let's have a look. Everyone's saying hello to everyone else. Ooh, not dentists. Dentists. But it's all right. It's only going to cost £800 to fix that. Having a pin put on a thing. A muzzle. No, I see what you're saying. No, it's a crown. I'm having the opposite of a Prince Andrew. Good afternoon, Steve. How are you today? Love the podcast, says Seb. Hello, Sebastian. Nice to have you here. Thank you very much for watching. And you could get a flight to Turkey in a week's holiday and a crown for less than £800. If they throw in the hair transplant, I might think, yeah. Anyway, enough of the dentist stuff. Normally, we start off with a look at the front pages. However, today I think we'll do something different because there is some breaking news out there. I do have Proper Memes made me breaking news jingles. I've not loaded them on yet because they're all based on the Daily Mash thing, whatever it's called, Mash Report, the thing I used to be on. And if ever I don't want to get sued, not quite yet. If I'm going to get sued for something, I want to get sued for doing something that's funny, not just like a one-off thing about Kemi Badenoch. So, breaking news. Oh, damn! Kemi Badenoch sacks Robert Jenrick for plotting to defect. She even released a video. We've got the video here as well because I bothered to download it. Kemi, what say you?
This morning, I removed the Conservative whip from Robert Jenrick after dismissing him from the shadow cabinet. I was very sorry to be presented with clear, irrefutable evidence, not just that he was preparing to defect, but he was planning to do so in the most damaging way possible to the Conservative Party.
I know I'm already going off on a tangent, but when people blur their background that much, it makes me think they're hiding something. Do you know what I mean? Look, this is not... You don't get any info from my life. There's no bookshelf back there. But it feels like when there is info and you bother... No, before I record this, let's do maximum blurring. What kind of gimp mask-wearing person is walking through in the background of Kemi's video is a question we will answer another day. But... you're up to date on that one. I will say, it's popcorn at the ready. Not for me, obviously. I can't chew for a while, but exciting, isn't it? Yes. He was plotting to defect. If we go back to the front page, not the front page, the website thing, she got evidence that he was plotting to defect. And look, he was miffed, let's be honest, right? He wanted to be leader. He lost out to Kemi. Since then, he's just done nothing other than trolling on social media, nipping down to train stations, fighting crime, doing a thing where he was up a ladder, hanging a flag. He was up a ladder anyway because he's very short. I saw him around GB News. He's a very short man. He spends a lot of time up ladders, I imagine. But here's the thing. He might not have been defecting because Farage didn't know the deal, unless it has updated since last time. But anyway, there's a bit where Farage, these live things are an absolute pain in the backside, aren't they? Was saying that there had been talks, but there was no deal was signed and sealed. Where's that bit on that? Farage. Farage had not had a signed, sealed deal. He said, "I'm very surprised that this news has broken. I never reveal private conversations with anyone, which is why people like of it." And that's how he talks. It would take him a while to get through. Looks like he's gone. Now, the big question that we're all asking is, without Robert Jenrick, who will be fighting crime on the streets of Gotham? No, wait a minute. Without Robert Jenrick, who will be turning up at Stratford Tube Station and saying, "Did you not pay your ticket thing?" So, he's excited. And what I love about this is they'd got sense that Robert Jenrick was going to defect in a way that would embarrass the Conservatives. So instead, this absolute tip. I would call this an embarrassment. Did you really get out ahead of this story, or did you really just make this a bigger story? If it was just another defection, it would have been a big one. But this is like, wow, Kemi's made it happen. What an absolute tip. You're up to date. Anyway, that was exciting news for me. Anyway, let's see what's happening in the comment section over here. Turkey teeth, gobble, gobble. Nom, nom. We're just making noises now, are we? So he's just got what he wanted. And exactly the thing. Damaging to the Conservative Party, I thought it was already beyond repair. That's probably very true. Steve's got a blurred light blue background hiding a heated indoor pool. I wish I could sell it and raise 800. Numb mouth, nothing worse. Well, yeah, I mean, not today. I just went in to have it looked at, and she was like, "Well, you could have an inlay put back in." But apparently I grind. That's the problem here, is apparently I grind. This is why my dentist has complained that I grind. And I said to her, I don't see nothing wrong. Well, actually, I don't see nothing wrong. And she did not appreciate that because of what R. Kelly did. The Jenrick drama is almost as dramatic as Steve not asked to do Plank of the Week on Talk. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's meant to be doing that this week. Not doing that. Good. Good evening. Good evening. The Streisand effect. Yes, because as we all know, Streisand used to be a dude. That's what I should have done the last time we did that joke. Didn't fit here, but I did get it right this time. Does she mean grinder, says Joodles. Is that what I do in the middle of the night? Wow. I don't know what they get up to, but if it's knocking one of your fillings out. When I said I wanted a good filling. Good evening. I think we're all basically just accusing me of doing that. That's great. So, into the front pages.
Here are today's front pages.
The totally horrible. Today's front pages. World on the brink. They kind of mix and mash a few stories on the Mirror, just pointing out so many things means the world's going to end. Look at this, right? Inside the, if I can get to this story, inside the Daily Star today, experts rule how close we are to World War III, with the doomsday clock update just weeks away. AI, yeah, blah, 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 all the things, stir it in a pot, and there's many reasons we're going to die. Can we just take a second to remind ourselves that that's not how clocks work? They have a doomsday clock, which measures how close we are, and for a while it was like a week or some and it's 5 minutes, and then it goes down to 90 seconds. It's back up to... It's not how clocks work. You absolute dip. And why are we just letting them crack on with this? They do this every time. They update the clock. thinking of... My son has got one of those fuzzy felt calendars on the fridge. That's what you want. That is more accurate at using the system of time than these absolute heads. Couldn't be bothered to press the button this time. Front page of The Times. Fan row police chief won't quit. Weird headline, makes it seem like he's got that ace. You know what I mean? Damn, that police chief won't quit. I believe that's how you talk about bottoms. I'm not an expert on bottom chat. This is the guy who didn't want to do any policing of a football match and AI'd. Don't get me wrong, this show is mainly AI, thanks to proper memes, but I'm not in charge of anything important. And neither will this guy be pretty soon. Whatever his name is, Craig Guilford or is, refuses to step down. Again, I think the coverage we did last night on whatever it's now called, Late Edition, I think my take on this was not the one that they clipped and put on social media. So actually, maybe I should say it now. It's hard for you to find. I was just pointing out the crime and police chief, the crime and police commissioner, which on the show I contracted to the crime and police commie, was a Corbyn supporter. And I was just pointing out that we weren't saying that a Corbyn supporter would inherently have a problem with Israel. I was saying we weren't saying that. Just so we all know that I wasn't saying that. I was saying that we weren't saying it. For legal reasons, for Ofcom reasons, all of that. So that's that story. Oh, actually, yeah, we did. I tried to post this on social media yesterday. Are men my age having more sex? Asks that dude up there. I don't know. Feels like if ever there's a thing that you should grok, it's not evidence as to why you should be banning Israelis from coming to support football. It should be that dumb quest. More than what? It's a comparison, isn't it? More. So you need to know more than what we're talking about. Are you more sex than younger men? More sex than you? By the look of you, yes. More sex than women? Probably. That's how Heaths work. I don't know. You're up to date. The front page of the Daily Telegraph today has 4 million denied the right to vote. This is the delays to some local elections and council elections and all those things. I'm kind of torn on this. Look, I'm always in favour of voting. Part of the excuse is there'll be some rejigging of these authorities. So if you do a vote now, well, you'll just need another one a year later. Do that then. Do that one. Do that where we get more voting. And I understand these are local elections and council elections, which people don't vote in. But it's my choice not to vote in it. And I have ancestors who fought for the right for me to not be bothered to vote in that council election. And you will pry it from my cold, dead hand. £800. Front page of the Daily Mail, shameless story again. And again, pointed out on the TV. Normally I'd be defending this guy, a bald white guy. Do you know what I mean? But I don't like him. I know, strong talk today. The Daily Mail also has this story inside the female magazine, why every woman should have a secret stash of cash their husband doesn't know about. Okay. Then, for balance, I think we should also say that every man should have a stash of cash that their wife doesn't know about. And I go a step further. We're probably not dumb enough to write about it on the front page of the Daily Mail. I think your husband knows. I think no one knows my cash stash situation. No cash, I've got to pay 800 quid for a tooth. But if I had cash, I might stash it. But this woman, she stashed cash. I nearly said gash. I'm getting very confused. The front page of The Guardian, Trump still intent on conquering Greenland, the Danes say. And they're good people. They're Great Danes. And I worry, good, they're good, like a dog. It would be like a dog, because it's a Great Dane. These Thursdays should be billed as live and loose. I got no clue. I still don't think it's nice that we have any world leaders saying, let's go over there. Part of the coverage we talked about last night is apparently the UK is to send a military force to protect Greenland in case America invade. We're sending over one military personnel person. One. And yesterday, there's even a video of me saying, boots on the ground, technically, only because, unless it's Heather Mills. And, our boy going in there. I've changed my mind. In the ensuing time, I now think this is the best plan. This is the only plan that can keep Greenland safe, because it doesn't really matter what size force we send over. You could send the entire British army over there, which ain't a lot, is it? An American would have been like, I think we can still take it. We can beat the forces. The UK has been sending over some military forces, sir, and I believe we can still take that Greenland space. You send over one person, and the military over there will be like, what? They sent over one? Are the UK developing some kind of X-Man technology we do not know about? Can we look into it? Do you know what I mean? You got them. It's the last thing they'd expect. Or maybe it's not just, you can send over your one soldier, you can send over one sailor, just start rowing now. Who else do we have? You could try and book an EasyJet for the RAF. We're not in great shape. This is our only place to confuse them. The old Tommy Cooper joke. Something in a boxing match. I had him worried. He thought he'd kill me. I think that's what we're dealing with. Quick break to look at some of these. Free puzzles, though. In one of the... Was there? Did I not get the free puzzles? Charlotte says, it's okay. I'm stacked with tins of beans and soup and other things in my cupboard. It's getting to that stage, isn't it? Great Danes. Thank you, Doodles. I just thought of that. And why is Claire Danes negotiating with Trump? Because he only respects attractive women. He surrounds himself by so do I. Well, all the ones that bothered to turn up today, which is... Good evening. It's why I blur my background. You don't know what's going on back there. We need to know why your man was banned from spoons. This guy. I got barred from my local spoons, the pub that changed me. But we can try and zoom in if you want. Look, just before you get too worried about the story, remember The Guardian. So someone who writes for The Guardian got banned from the spoons for just being annoying, or a Labour MP. It's not going to be anything exciting, is it? It's kind of using the wrong toilets. That's my guess. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, it would be a wrong toilet situation. What's happening here? Hang on. We need to know... Ems is here. Thank you for coming back after all of the Middlesbrough coverage on the last show. That's her so-called life now. Who's? What? Claire Danes? Poor love. Poor love. You're getting called Piggy all the time. Are we done for newspapers? I think there's another one. Of course. One small step to reception. This is the story that humanity, building a hotel on the moon. That, I should say, is not the actual hotel. That's a drawing of the hotel, because, unsurprisingly, you might find we have not built that hotel yet. It's going to take ages. We are a nation that can't build a train line to Birmingham, even when there is a train line to Birmingham, so we ain't going to be taking part in this. But at some point they want to be this thing. It sounds horrible, because you won't be allowed to go out without getting, without dying. Very much like a hotel in Middlesbrough. Boom! But, I don't know why I'm picking on that one again. I do apologise. But it's going to be really expensive. It costs $1 million to book it now, and you can't even go outside. And, you get a puncture in the darn thing, you die. I'm normally in favour of people doing space stuff because it gets money out of rich people's pockets and just spends it on building some stuff, which is great. But I don't think it's ever going to happen. You know my take on this anyway. I worry about dumb stuff. I worry about broadcasting it here because I'm fairly sure the aliens... I've watched Pluribus, right? They've got the technology to be watching this, and they might be a bit bemused about why we're doing this. What do they know from watching this show? All hotels on the A1 going north are sex shops. They just are. There's one called Vanilla Alternative. What's going on with that? Firstly, vanilla is an excellent flavour. You don't call it that, because you are going to get some people turn up to the vanilla. I think it's on the way into Peterborough or something, isn't it? It's up the A1. It's in Bedfordshire. As I leave here to go north to gigs, there's a couple of S shops, and there's the Vanilla Alternative, which is a hotel for wrong-uns, I think. But don't name it something that sounds like it's a place that just does desserts, because there are places that just do desserts these days. Oh, should we go out to one of those dessert hotels? Next thing you walk in, it's like flipping eyes wide shut. What do we get to? Don't want to talk about hotels on the moon, because the aliens probably think it's a sex hotel on the moon. And they might try and reply. And they'll hack into the signal. It's all very well for you. I'll be sat here talking to myself while you get the signal interrupted. I don't know, probably static.
Earthlings, we have been monitoring your radio and television broadcast to learn about your species. It seems you're building a hotel on the moon. Have we been playing Monopoly all this time and no one told us?
It's £800 is what I'd be going on about, and you'd be missing the whole thing. So, anyway, put that there. I think we are now through with the section of the show that is the front pages. Let's check some more comments. I'm getting thirsty. More on that in a second. I wouldn't worry about aliens. They don't have any English teachers in space. Google Translate. I know what you're thinking about. These days. Oh, no, I said it, and now my phone's trying to translate. No. I'm amazed the smart speaker didn't get involved. Right, what are we up to? Please do continue to get in touch. I wanted to take a little. Oh, hang on. There's a dessert place in Middlesbrough that don't sell desserts. Of course they don't. It's up there. It's just crime, isn't it? It's been a while since we've done one of these, but we can do one of these fully involved. It's time for. Hang on, you press that. Then you press that. Then you press this.
Energy drink of the day. Keeps the yawns and the slumps away. Crack the can, hear it fizz and spray. Wake me up, take me away.
It's time for energy drink of the day. I was in Tesco earlier on. I bought myself one of these because I can't have hot fluids for today, right? I can't have hot fluids. So I wanted some this. And this, it's a new one. It's a new Zero Sucre Monster. That's right. I'm getting my Monster out on a webcam. Not for... Good evening. So I thought I'd try one of these. Just because I'm still living in hope that there might be some sort of a sponsorship deal that could happen on this show. Yeah, it could. Could. You never know. I don't know why I thought you'd be able to see this. You can't. Oh, hang on. No, there is a camera position where you can see the desk. You don't care about this, do you? But I bothered setting these darn things up. So that's not the one. Here it is. Oh, look. It's me drinks. You can see my scissors there that I used to cut the bits up for the newspapers. There's a button, which if I press it twice, it shuts down the whole shed. Don't know why I installed that. Seems silly, really. Here we go. This is the new Monster Smelly Ding Dong, whatever it's called. Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. That's how I like my women, how I don't know. Is it of this one? There it is. Let's get back to this. Let's try it. Top notes of chemicals. And I'm getting something else. No, it's chemicals again. Really, it's chemicals. And you're up to date, and that was energy drink up to date. That one hurts at the back of the eyes for some reason. Right. Move out of it. And now it's time to go fully inside the papers.
Let's get inside the news.
Oh, there is a... It's almost pineapple-y. It's not meant to be, is it? It's got niacin. You're up to date. Let's have a look. I like my women to be red monsters. Yes, Mr. Cuffs. I do. I think I drank too much of that all in one go. We might need to... I need a jingle to cover burping.
Let's get inside the news.
Sorted. Unboxing as well. That's true. I've unboxed my monster on a live stream. Joodle says, how long would it take to raise the £800 getting your monster out? Longer than my teeth are going to last for. My comment about Labour pays for the translators got censored. Did you mention meat in it? And something for the weekend says proper memes. And Steve's own brand of energy drink would be full of comicals. Yeah, but that's not a bad shout, is it? I was looking for the correct merchandising. Stay there. Okay, Google, turn off radiator. I've had a monster. Got a hot flush. Let's see what's in the papers. By the way, on Tuesday's show, I had to be finished because I had to go and look after my poor little ill daughter. I don't today, so that's why we are taking a long time. Long to my old friend, Andy Dufresne. Snooker stars are jealous of darts' meteoric rise. Makes sense. Mark Allen, currently the Masters Snooker, I don't know, no one cares, says it was hard not to feel envious. Look, I kind of understand. For some reason, I know Joodles loves darts and other people love darts, and I don't get it. I know I've described it as saying it makes no sense. It's only a useful skill if you're trying to fight off an uprising of sentient pizzas. You know what I mean? Oh, look, we can throw little metal things at this shape. It's not like a javelin where it's useful in war. Do you know what I mean? It's very close-up war. Yeah. Right. But, yeah, somehow they've got famous. And I think if you're a snooker player, a sport that's not a sport, it's a game, come on. If you can get absolutely trolleyed while you play it, it's not a sport, it's a game. See another sport that's not a sport, it's a game, darts, do really well. They must think like, hang on, why we're also just a pub game, and we're not as chubby as them. Why are they not? How are they famous? Oh, but I think it's because you've already had your day. You were more snooker. You were more famous in the 80s, weren't you? No one was watching darts. We all know Stephen Hendry, Steve Davis, the Steves. That's pretty much it. Steve, Hurricane Higgins. That's it. After those, it was done. Steve Davis again. I think he had to come back. And that was it. Whereas now, basically anyone's just, if wait long enough and cribbage will be the next sexy thing. Do you know what I mean? Dominoes. I'm putting money on the sport of dominoes being involved in the Olympics so some tubby drunk people can be like, oh, like that. That's how I play. Darts v snooker would be something to watch. Who do you think would win in darts v snooker? Snooker. Because again, although the sticks are less than 6 foot, aren't they? So it would be the darts players. Because okay, you can get the rest and get a bit more reach on it. But they are lithe. The snooker players, they're flexible, aren't they? So you try and throw a dart at them, they'll just cock one leg up. That thing where they just whoop, do the old leg up. Interesting. Your thoughts, welcome. Won't do anyone any good, but you can get in touch. Guinness, a stout hike for a pint. Guinness seems hell-bent on becoming Britain's first £10 pint, pub bosses say. Shh, calm your sweet head. Because this is not as bad. Everyone's getting all upset about the fact that Guinness is getting really expensive. There was a 5.2% increase after a 4.2%. When you try and do that maths in your head, basically it's going to get more expensive. And good. Because what's the one thing we know about Guinness? It takes a long while between buying it and being able to drink it. It's quite the long while. So if the value goes up during that time, it's an investment. This is like stocks and shares stuff, isn't it? Buy now when Guinness is, it's not an all-time low, but it's on the up. It's not a bull market, it's a bull market. And you invest now, by the time you drink that, it would be worth more. So actually you've made a saving. So shut your sweet face. Mr. Cuff says, different crowd watching the darts. The atmosphere in snooker is similar to the atmosphere in a hotel on the moon. Rarefied. And if they let 10,000 people into snooker, they could have £1 million in prize money too. Interesting theory. I'm willing to do that as well. And includes a pale sphere too. The moon. Oh, we talked about the moon thing and I didn't do my Leonard Rossiter impression. Because Space Odyssey, right? 2001. Before going into space, they stop off at a moon base, don't they? They go up to the moon and flipping Leonard Rossiter's there. You don't expect that, do you? After growing up watching Rising Damp, just about, I was a bit too young for it, but it's, my parents didn't care. So I watched a lot of stuff like that, which explains me. And then you get a bit older, watch a TV show, film, a sci-fi film, the classic sci-fi, the best sci-fi film ever. And you sit there and all of a sudden there's a scene when he's like, yeah, Mr. Jones is coming to the moon. That's what I meant to do earlier. Charlotte's back. Sorry, had to pop off for a bit. I just press a button when I do that. Oh, dear. Crackdown on honkers. Don't panic. Do not worry. I know what you're thinking. It's not that. It's because we all thought it was breasts. Did we not? No one else thought that was... All right, well, forget that bit. Forget I ever mentioned it. Drivers could be fined as much as £100 for too much horn honking. They are now charging you for the horn. We already know that the highway code has some sort of rules, and we've all memorised the highway code, so I think let's not even make any of us say it out loud, because it would be embarrassing if we got it right. Wrong, even. We all know we've memorised the highway code, so let's not test the hours that you're not allowed to sound your horn in a built-up area. And let's not ask any questions about who has right-of-way at a T-junction these days. They messed that up, didn't they? But it all backs up my theory that this entire nation is being funded by fines. Because the amount of money they're raking in, and they're like, oh, what can we fine people for? It's against the law for beeping, the highway code that everyone's memorised. They're raking it in on this one. There are some box junctions in Hackney. And I only say this because this is where I used to drive through there. This is after they brought in the low traffic neighbourhood, so everyone had to go on the main road in Hackney. I noticed Hackney has these box junctions, but there are no right turns there. It is simply going in a straight line and a road is joining. Now, if you were to ask me who has right of way, a bike or a pedestrian, we all know that we know it. But as you're queuing traffic every morning, but they've put a box junction in, I don't know why, because it's not as if the person joining can go either. But if either one of you move, ka-ching! I suppose the people turning right. But also they can't. All they can do is hold up the traffic. This entire... hang on. I've seen the word prolapse, so I want to find out what this is about. The entire nation's being funded by fines. Sorry, Steve, I can't do that. Which one's that? Who's got the impression spreadsheet? We have a new edition. Mr. Jones. And Joodle says, do we need a Steve impression bingo card? Yeah. You can play it, and if you win, that's, yeah, good for you. I won't win, because they're stupid. It's because we're stupid. Chris Hood made it just under the sink left to do. What are you doing? What have you prioritised above this show that's under a sink? I thought Crackdown meant rectal prolapse, says Justin. That's the kind of contribution we need here. Thank you for being here, Justin. If we get to the end of a show and no one said prolapse, it's a waste of a show. Careful, they're cracking down on your honkers. Speaking of which, Coleen Nolan, X-rated pick fury. Coleen Nolan, this is not what you're thinking as well. You think, oh, has someone done the old grok bikini thing on her? Which is now, apparently you can't do it. They've now... So that picture of me in a bikini, enjoy it. It's the last one you're ever going to get that's fake. I do have to earn 800 quid somehow. Coleen Nolan is urging young men to stop sending her unsolicited crotch pics. The 60-year-old loose woman star revealed that she gets images from 20-somethings. She said, don't slide into my DMs, show me your appendages. It does nothing for me. What was that Barbara Streisand effect we talked about earlier on? Because I hadn't thought of Coleen Nolan probably forever, but certainly hadn't, like, she's inceptioned you. That's what's happened, right? You were a 20-year-old guy with a fantastic dong thinking, I was going through my life. I don't know what's happening. And then someone's subliminally programmed into you with a bit of reverse psychology. Oh, don't go sliding into my DMs with my username and, you know, reading out a phone number. Just saying. Don't do it. But if I say don't do it, it's like don't think of an elephant, isn't it? Famously in NLP, they say negatives don't work in the brain. Don't think of an elephant. Now you're thinking of an elephant. And even worse, you're thinking of an elephant in this story. Whew, that 20-year-old should not be. How does he even fit that in the camera? Still sliding at 60. Nice. It's all about the oil. Like a dog. Bowled over by potholes. I don't like this story either. A protester filled a huge pothole with 6 bowling pins to highlight the issue on rural roads. I'm all for getting potholes fixed, But I don't think this kind of silly prank is the way to do it. If you're driving down there, you might hit them and you might damage a car. You've already got enough trouble with the potholes. I know he means well, so I would say if you do this once, then you get away with it. But if you do this twice, I think you should go to jail under what I'm calling my 2 strikes and you're out rule. Dun 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 dun. Schools axe for abuser, quote marks, although you can't libel the dead, can you even get away with this? A school attended by 17th century diarist. Remember when that used to be a job, having a diary. Samuel Pepys has removed his name from one of his houses over his abusive and exploitative behaviour towards women. Well, how do you know that he did so? Oh, he kept a diary. Oh, God. So they launched a review after research into his writing found accounts of assault against his wife and servants. Now, the next bit I know you can't read out on social media, but the fantasy bit is the bit that's short. That I don't want to get bogged down, but you're allowed to have that fantasy. But anyway, I mean, don't write about it. Don't keep a diary about it. Don't keep a diary about your fantasy. Certainly don't then put it on a bookshelf. Don't have a bookshelf full of details of your fantasy that's so lewd you have to CGI in a blue background to cover your bookshelf. Don't do that. But I'm in favour of this one. Normally you see me on the telly saying, oh, it's ridiculous, they're taking names off this stuff. Stuff in the past happened in the past. If you don't have the sense to realise what the past was like, then that's kind of on you. This one I do think they should take his name off. Because I have to be honest, this is the kind of thing where if you put this in an auto cue, I would read it as Pepys first. It's one of the names, it's time to get rid of it. Difficult to read out names, you're gone. Bye-bye, Pepys. Peeps. That's why I don't want to be seen doing that on TV. Oh, I've not even read this one. Mozzie's thirst for humans growing. Mosquitoes' thirst for human blood is on the rise, according to research. Some of the blood-sucking insects were found to be targeting people more than traditional food sources. They got the taste, like the foxes. The trend raises the risk of diseases being spread, and all, yeah, it's bad. But also at the same time, I went on holiday to Jamaica, a lot of mosquitoes there, with my girlfriend at the time, and the mosquitoes didn't go anywhere near me, and they ruined her. So it turns out they're not going to bite me anyway. So, yeah, I can't worry about everything, you know what I mean? And this one is not going to affect me. For some reason, I am immune to the mosquitoes. They're not interested in what I've got. There was a thing I read online that they thought it was like to do with your blood type. The mosquitoes don't like A's and B's and AB's. And personally, I can have a great time with a couple of A's. I prefer B's. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. And so I thought, this is why I gave blood the first time. It's like the only way I'm going to find out my blood type. So I went there. I'm just a stupid O. So it's not that. And then I realised it's the only way to get 10 minutes on my own without the kids shouting at me, so I give blood all the time these days. Charlotte's here. Isn't that just 50 Shades of Grey? Good point. Good point up there in wherever you're from, Ems. 2 strikes or 2 strokes and you're out. Hey? Well, that's a different condition. It really is all about the oil, says Charlotte. And mosquitoes don't like ginger. Or cinnamon. Oh, that kind of ginger. Did I do the joke? Was it on here or on the All Hit radio show about I've eaten some ginger? Probably didn't do it here. Did I do it there? It's not the kind of thing I should broadcast. A couple of O's could kill you. Well, blimey. That's not good. What's this one? Just 600 fans buy World Cup final tickets. I don't care about this either, because it's football. But, yeah. And they say it's because of the sky-high prices. I don't think it is. It's because it's in America, isn't it? And we're all slightly terrified that you won't get in because people will check your tweets. A mate of mine said, like, oh, I'm going to do some more work in America. And I said to him, you're not. I know what you've tweeted. There is no... You better start an account now and try and retrofit all of the tweets you would have been sending to make them pro-Trump. Because I wouldn't even try and go to America. Last night, I was doing some jokes about him on the old telly box, saying that I don't like it that he's threatening Greenland. And I just said, when the When the new president of Venezuela starts talking about military action, it's time to get worried. That's the kind of thing that clips online now. I ain't going anywhere, am I? Oh, yeah. How did we not cover this one? The ID scheme. Labour MPs torn into the dump digital ID scheme as PM Keir Starmer defended this 13th U-turn. Another U-turn? But on this one, stop picking on them for it. Because if we have this situation where politicians daren't U-turn for fear of all the backlash, they will keep following through on their dumb ideas. Is what we said on the last show. This was a dumb idea. You wanted there to be a U-turn about it. When they do a U-turn, maybe on this one we just go, okay, you can have that. We ain't got to count that. The other ones are embarrassing. The benefits reform on that one. But this one, yeah. Plus also, I have said it's a bad idea to do digital ID. There are 2 interviews with me on Talk TV, back when I was allowed to do that, and GB News, loads of it. And now they've changed their mind. So have I made the government correct course and improved this country? If you don't answer that question, it looks like yes. Correlation versus causation. Right. Lola Ferrari's back, says Jules. Yeah. 007. I tell you what, you send her over, she'd protect Iceland. She could probably Iceland or Greenland, whichever one. Just cover it with one of them. What's Kermit said? Hang on. Let's go up here to see what Kermit's been doing. Mosquitoes don't like ginger or cinnamon. The ginger joke. Proper Meme said, I had an ID dump chaos after curry the other day. I got O's in a different area codes, says Proper Memes, and 13 U-turns just mean you're going back in the same direction. Stay there. Yep, I'm with you. Yep. I've only got a couple of stories left. Oh, these are 2 different stories. So actually, I should have separated them up. Here we go. Right. This. A Met detective has been sacked over social media post deemed anti-Semitic. On the plus side, you can go and get a job in the police in the West Midlands. Right. What's the next story? There we go. Former contestant on The Apprentice has been struck off the medical register for posting sexist, anti-Semitic and racist messages online. There is a job for you waiting in the West Midlands Police. 2 for 1. And finally. Oh, yeah, should have covered this earlier. 10 British anti-migrant activists have been banned from France trying to stop the dinghies crossing the channel. I mean, I kind of disagree with it, but France is protecting its borders, so I guess it can protect borders. That's what we learned from this story. Maybe it's not all bad news. So, that singing you did the other day, Steve, one word, wow. Well, speaking of which, so if you've just tuned into this show, you haven't, have you? This is just regulars. If you're watching this, on the last episode, I did a song where I was saying, please go to my Ko-fi. This was before I needed 800 quid's worth of dental treatment. So please go to my Ko-fi and give whatever you can give, etc., etc. But you also know that Proper Memes, he does AI like you wouldn't believe. He can make AI produce convincing evidence as to why you shouldn't allow any Israeli football fans. Were you involved in that story? Actually, it's not for me to ask. But the point is, you can use AI to make music videos now. Proper Memes did. The results are shocking. Here's the new version of the song.
You've got the feeling that this Stevie's gonna try to say it's not that it's appealing, in fact it's a bit embarrassing. But I have to do these bits where I've just gotta plug my Ko-fi site.
You done drop some money there, then how am I gonna eat tonight?
I know it's up to Ko-fi you'll go from the show. Just give me your Ko-fi dough. So I try to give a little song to make this thing just feel alright. It doesn't take you very long to patronize the way I like. I want some money, thank you please, it will make me cheerier.
I swear I'm not a dodgy prince emailing from Nigeria.
I know It's off to Kofi you'll go. On the show, just give me your Kofi dough. Just give me your Kofi dough.
Wow. There we go. Charlotte says, am I tripping on acid? Do you want to be careful? That'll ruin your shoes. Mr. Cuff does some of these symbols. I'm one of those. That last one, I'm sure it's a compliment, really. And is that Stephen Barrett? Says hi ho Kermit. So thank you, proper memes. It's terrifying, isn't it? And are you allowed to do that these days? Will you still be allowed to generate images? Is it just bikini ones you're not allowed to do? That's going to curtail some of our future work, isn't it? Before we go, I have got some messages. You can get in touch and social media me and all of that lark by at Mr. Stephen Allen. X is clearly where I'm looking on this, but I am available to be really nice on Blueski if you want. Hang on. I can't take that. The singing I can, but oh my God, it was interesting, wasn't it? It was like I was in a computer game. Like there's a new version of Guitar Hero for people who can't play the guitar very well. I can get through, if you give me a couple of weeks to warm up again. I did A-level on the darn thing. I reckon I could learn it again. But, here we go, some messages. LBC back on DAB said no listings this week because I posted some listings. Hang on, where's my mouse gone? There we go, from earlier in the week. Well, speaking of which, I'm glad you asked. So, plugs. Tomorrow, I will be doing an Almost Daily. Why not? I mean, for many good reasons. But I'll be absolutely shattered because I've got to look after the kids all night and all morning. But I'll get the kids dropped off and then I will be doing an Almost Daily Live and Loose Friday thing because £800 is what I need to spend to have a crown. Is it an actual crown? You put in diamonds. And then that's it. So there you go. No gigs this weekend. I'm going to look for some last minute gigs, but not a lot coming in. So thank you, LBC on DAB, for pointing out that I'm not posting what I'm doing this weekend on social media because I don't have a lot of work. Okay, we'll look into that. You can also track me down on Substack. Given that I think I have the evening to myself, I will try and write something on Substack. We'll get that out there. Substack.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Is it at? I can't remember. And then Kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Oh, so yeah, it must be at for the other one. And what else could I do? I mean, I could try and make another video, but we'll make some clips from this nonsense, won't we? I think we're basically done on that one. Oh, there was one more message before we go. Thank you for getting in touch, which is Chris. He didn't think we were going to be there, so I tried to save it to the end, but now he's come out from underneath the kitchen sink. Here's from for you. I'm unlikely to be there today. I'm stripping wallpaper. Well, I would have proved otherwise if I was still allowed to use grok, but I'm not. An unheard thing. Why women are sleeping with Jellycats. Soft toys represent a crisis of femininity. Yeah, and yesterday on the show, 2 days ago on the show, we had that story of the woman who's got the world record for the most Jellycats. Great. And she's technically a teenager, but she's 19, so come on, TikTok, time to get rid of the thing. But I don't think it's that new. They're writing it, and this happens in media where, especially print media, where, not that that's printed, you know what I mean, text-based media, where they'll find this thing and write it like it's this new phenomenon. It's kind of always been the way, isn't it? There's always been this thing of women getting to a certain age and still having cuddly toys. And there's a lovely joke in Big Bang Theory, not that I think it's the best show ever, but it dates it, doesn't it? So this was a problem back then where Penny, is that her name? She's got some cuddly toys and she's mocking the boys for still having like Iron Man figurines. And they point out, yeah, how is it that you having toys is fine and them having toys is seen as infantile? I do think it is a problem. Hang on. I've seen there's a comment coming through from Ems. The song from Friends. What? Big Bang Theory. What are we talking about? Steve is a Rick Kong. What have I said? And is that offensive? Good luck, Charlotte. What's happening to Charlotte? Got a business meeting in London tomorrow. Wish me luck. I'll be here at 12. Oh, good. Me too. What time's your business meeting? In the London. See, do they have any gigs going? I think someone's in the chat knows about Jelly Toys. Who's that? And I wonder who. Hang on. I wonder who you're talking about. PM. Who's the what? Your bit rate's gone to pot, has it? I might be uploading something, or maybe we've just been going on too long. There is a strong chance that's what it's happened. So, thank you very much for partaking in today's. We'll have another crack at it tomorrow, if you don't mind. And that's it. Go to kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen, because I think there's some big bill coming my way at some stage. I'm sure I would have mentioned it by now if it was a big one. Have yourself a go. Oh, Proper Meme says the bit rate's fine. How about it's your bit rate, Joodles? Now we're going to have to do a thing where everyone does a little speed check before we start the show so we can all see who's got the fastest up and downloads. You don't need an upload. 9:30 in Londonia. Well, good luck with that. You should be back in time for tomorrow's live stream, which will be even less prepared than this, but let's be honest, this was not very well prepared. I had a thinking about some stuff period when I was sat in the waiting room. But even them, and the dentist, they make you fill out the same damn form every time. Could there be a bit where I just say, you know what, nothing's changed since the last time you ripped me off? Could we do that one? But no, you got to go through the, have you had heart surgery? What, in the last couple of weeks? And you think I wouldn't mention it? Flipping, have you had a replacement joint? What? No. Just, how about has anything changed since the last time you sat through this painful, I think it's just a delay tactic, isn't it? So you feel like you get more money's worth or something. Hi ho Kermit, I get 900 up and down. You're like the Grand Old Duke of York, but not quite. I was going to work out your fractions then, but I can't be bothered. Hi ho Kermit, I am a professional moderator. Well done, sir. What, doing things in moderation, that kind of like, we nearly did it too much, but I didn't. I'm normally happy with one. Up or down is very much the question. A new crown jewels for Steve? Yes, that is what we are. That's the latest Kofi. Yeah. We'll see what we can do with that. Thank you very much for your participation. And we'll bow out with, do you know what? Let's do it. Even though we just played it, we'll bow out by playing the new AI version of the song. I will see you tomorrow at 12. Till then, peace out.
You've got the feeling that this Stevie's gonna try to say it's not that it's appealing, in fact it's a bit embarrassing, but I have to do these bits where I've just gotta plug my Kofi site.
You done drop some money there, then how am I gonna eat tonight?
I know it's up to Kofi you'll go from the show. Just give me your Kofi dough. So I try to give a little song to make this thing just feel alright. It doesn't take you very long to patronize the way I like. I want some money, thank you please, it will make me cheerier.
I swear I'm not a dodgy prince emailing from Nigeria.
I know it's up to Kofi you'll go from the show. Just give me your Kofi dough. Just give me your Kofi dough.
800 pounds!